The, ready Secret in the very first round, or the Secret that's going to need like a couple of rounds to warm up?
Well, we're here into the playoffs and everybody is wondering, can APAC hang with Europe? This is where we find out. It is Weibo versus Team Secret as we kick things off over on Skyscraper.
Very curious in the bands here. A Monty coming out, a Kaid as well. Often what pro teams will do is they they very commonly will ban the Kaid first to just get the vibe check on, okay, are they going to be banning out, the hard-pitching operators? If you don't, you can get that secondary ban to be something else, or you can just double down on the bandit and the Kaid, of course. For the opposite side, we're looking at stuff like Dokkaebi, Grim, Deimos, double shield ban, Blackbeard most notably. We have seen a double shield ban here on Skyscraper. I think that's excellent stuff from Team Secret. One of the ways to simplify the attack in rounds is, most importantly, gonna be Monty. I think banning that away from Waybo as a crutch operator was a very smart choice.
Waybo getting rid of the double hard bridge, like you said, and the double shield bans. It does leave a lot of things open here.
It does.
Let's start with talking about the attacking side. If you get rid of those shields, what remains? Often we're talking about those execute-based operators, and yeah, you had a little chuckle there. You know what I'm saying? We've got Dokkaebi, we've got Grim, we've got Deimos, we've got Roam Hunters, so your Dokkaebi and your Deimos, but then you've also got those execute ops, your Ying, Glaz, Grim, and my God, trying to hold on to a site without all that. I mean, who cares that you've banned out Monty and Blitz? There are so many tools available for Weibo.
And I think that goes to speak to Team Secret's defensive lineup in the first round here. They're very much playing for map control, for roaming, for gunfighting, and I think that's because they know a lot of util operators execute are up and available. With the shields being banned out, that's going to make roam clearing more difficult, getting inside the building, getting a foothold. So Secret saying, hey, we're going to ban the operators that make it easy for you to roam clear, and now we're going to aggressively roam. If they're successful, that's going to be the playstyle the entire way through. If it's not going to work out, they'll just play utility by the bombs in the following round. So Secret showing two different potential styles here already.
Particularly the Capitao and the Fenrir, two trap operators, are going to make the roam clear difficult. But guess what, Weibo, they know that it's not going to be easy to roam clear, so they've brought Dokkaebi, Deimos, and Lion, all of which are excellent for clearing out these troublesome little roamers like June, a player that we've talked plenty about so far at EWC. A very strong player for Secret, one of the best from Europe, but he struggles on land. What can he do here on this aggressive roam with Noah and Mowgli in tow?
It's all about finding that fine line if you're Team Secret right now. When do you fall back and how long do you stay for? As long as the pressure isn't too much, they can keep making these aggressive plays. And as I said earlier, it's hard for Waybo to simply get in the building.
The equation is opened by Noah, but Hoffens! What a gnarly shot! He does get traded by Mowgli. Still the advantage for Waybo, not if Mowgli continues to find frags on his retreat back to site. As the Azami, he can solidify his position and fall on back. And while it looked like for a brief moment Waybo had succeeded on that roam clear, they end up far more bloody than Secret.
Secret putting enough bodies on the roam to say, guys, there's always going to be another person behind the dead body, and they keep fragging it out. You're up one player, half the round to go. Benefit though is Waybo still have Turret alive on the Deimos, so you can still isolate some couple of players, still has frag grenades as well. But Secret, they play smart, they fall all the way back to the bomb site. They're not playing Dragon Statue, they're not playing in the drum room either, they're all the way back to the last layer of defense, playing off the cameras and crossfires.
It's not going to last much longer though, as Secret aggressively peek on out. Big 3K from Mowgli as the Frenchman gets lippy in the server. Not a good start for Weibo. That roam clear, it looked like it had legs for a brief moment, but then Mowgli said absolutely not.
I'm going to go back to a point that you've made a couple of times now during APL stage and also at EWC. Rather lose the round quickly and try your best than slowly just burn out, nothing happens, right? Yes, they didn't get the result they wanted, but Weibo said 3, 2, 1, Dokkaebi call, send it. And I think going into Skyscraper attacks, you cannot go quietly into the night because you should have a very slow, very brutal couple of rounds before side swap. At least they're trying, if you know what I mean. So I actually want to honor them, like it was a good attempt, even if they lost.
When Team Secret played against Falcons, like we said earlier, it was very much a defender's game. It was a 4-2 split on defense for Secret, and then a 2-4 when they switched onto their attacking side. And then in overtime, they themselves won 1 on each side, which is how they won at 8-6. So Secret should definitely be aiming for the 4 here. So while that is a good way to kick things off, keep in mind that even if Weibo only win 2 rounds, well, that's kind of par for the course. If they win 3, I would be sweating as a Secret fan.
Oh, for sure. That's when things get very serious. I said earlier how Secret can play both styles. They showed us aggression, early extension in the first one. Now, heavy utility, right? Both the Clash and the Mirror being brought out, saying, guys, we can lock down the bomb site, we can make your life miserable. And now you're forcing Weibo into a, not a difficult spot, but a choice of, or a situation of making a choice. Now, either you respect the Clash Mirror and play Ash Capital, for example, or you get better roam clearing operator so you can't deal with the utility. So now Weibo, yes, they can deal with the issues of utility, but they don't have all that much firepower, right? There's no Dokkaebi, there's no Deimos all of a sudden. So we're back to the point of, can they win out in the individual gunfights now without that kind of utility support on the offensive?
At the moment, Speakeasy's found a world of hurt. Adrian goes for an aggressive run out all the way from bedroom, jumping out a window, spotting the ace. Now, that's one of just 2 hard breaches available for Waybo. They still have some redundancy thanks to Thermite, but yeah, the Clash is going to get so much info for Secret. They're playing very proactively on this defense.
I look at the spots. There's one player by side. That's the Clash, basically, because they're full intel game. So they're putting, again, a lot of bodies on the roam, just overpower the attackers. And if they need to, they can always fall back for free, but they keep winning gunfights.
Yeah, it seems like Waybo can't quite get a handle on these roamers, on these aggressive plays. We heard it from Adrian. When Laxing was interviewing him before the game, he said, we might just play even more aggressive than Waybo. And that's exactly what we're seeing from Secret. Reaps against everybody, and he can't find anything. It's another quick round in favor of Secret.
I really like how, yes, they're playing Mirror and Clash, but they're not going to fall back and play passive. They're showing Weibo that, hey, you're not good enough right now. Like, you got to play at a higher level to pick apart these defenses. And after only 2 rounds being played, Weibo will call their tactical timeout.
That is
before the third operator bank.
A very early tactical timeout, Pengu. We have to see some of those kills. There's a lot of really gnarly tight angles. And a lot of good crossfires being held by Secret. Savage is very happy now. It was Speakeasy who called Savage out and said, he's the player I want to be playing against if I'm in a 1v1 later on.
Are you sure about that?
Disrespect, though, from Adrian. He said he doesn't give a damn. He'll play anybody.
So far, I mean, that seems like a pretty accurate story. Twister, of course. One of the coaches that often after he calls a tactical timeout, a big shift happens for his team. When your opponent calls for it, in this case Waybo, of course your team can also talk amongst each other and the support staff. It goes both ways.
Yeah, hopefully for Secret we don't see a big shift for them after this tactical timeout.
You want to keep it going.
Everything's been doing pretty damn well. It's Meepy that needs to get the boys back on track for Waybo here. 2 rounds, not looking too hot. The first one, at least it had a bit of teeth. That round just there were no wins.
There were no wins.
No wins at all.
I think that particular round was a great display of how hard it can be without a shield operator. Imagine you had the Monty or just walking down the hallway saying, guys, there's a person in Geisha hallway. I'm going to block the angle, smoke it off, and just be annoying or whatever, jump in Geisha window, anything like that. Yes, you can say, oh, but Pingu, you got the Fuse Shield, you got the Blackbeard Shield, sure, but there's so many different long lines of sight of crossfires. You look a little bit too far to the left, you can shot from the right. So you want to have that Monty full extended shield. That's the only realistic way of staying alive. Seems Secret are making the very basics difficult for Waybo. Get in the building. Seems almost impossible how aggressive they've been so far.
Well, look, I'm not a pro player, but I hazard a guess that one of the things that's made this very challenging for Waybo is their roam clears are actually very predictable. There is no lurking going on. They're always pushing from the main doorways and windows that you would expect to push from. So when they were roam clearing last round, it was from the back stairs, it was from Geisha. There was no one lurking down below. They weren't playing slowly, baiting the aggression from Secret. And that's the thing. Secret are playing aggressive. Waybo need to read that. They need to make sure they don't get caught out by little rats like Doom. He has been spotted.
They barricade the door from the outside, but they have a crouch sort of rotate.
Ooh, it's a bit awkward.
If only he knew. Could gotten a free gun to Doom. He's baiting the angle instead. Good read from him. Bit of a pre-fire. Nothing lands and can fall right on back. But this is wasting time for Waybo. 2 different attackers have to commit to a rotation to get those windows opened up.
Yeah, Doom has been spotted. He gets back towards the site, hiding behind the sushi bar. Waybo. It seems like instead of playing for a hard roam clear this time, they're spotting players and then deciding what their call is.
Gap finding, as we say.
I think that's the right call here for Waybo, but you do need to make progress somewhere. And in this case, while they didn't find Doom downstairs, they have started their roam clear. However, a big flick from Mowgli finds his 4th in the game, and Turdster is put to bed.
He just shot the wall for funsies. I mean, I'm sure he knew somebody was in the area, but still. That's just disgusting. I mean, poor Turd.
I'd be calling for Moss Files after that one. As the keeper barriers are slowly whittled away, but Speakeasy's taken a hell of a lot of damage on his fight. Adrian finally falls. It's the first one that Weibo have found. They need to find a hell of a lot more than that, though. Mowgli is still tearing things up here in drum as he falls back. Remember, the bomb site is downstairs in kitchen and barbecue. There's so much ground to be taken here for Weibo.
Playing the second layer right now. Mowgli on the offense. The rest playing far back on the staircases and engaging. So he's the last layer now. Noah finds Reaps elsewhere.
Oh, this is cheeky. Oh, it's so cheeky from Mowgli. Another 3K. Arpe, the last one remaining. And I don't think he's got a shot in hell. It's going to be 3-0 for Secret. They have looked indomitable on their defense. And despite the tactical timeout from Weibo, they find nothing. A good kill from Arpe, but Noah will trade it. Secret are firing up.
I really like this from Secret because what it looks like to me, just look at the player positions. They have 3 people playing very passive, well, they're playing somewhat passively together, played by Black Stairs, Red Stairs, and Geisha. They have a crosser. They can rotate around to help each other. Then you have Mowgli being the +1 game. Mowgli, just make a play. Whatever you want. If you die, we got the 3-on-3. It's whatever. They keep having this kind of wild card in these rounds, which in 2 of them has been Mowgli making a huge play himself. And you're forcing Weibo into an awkward spot. What do you ban here? The option for the Clash, sure. Has Clash been a huge issue? In one single round, Clash only saw a single attacker in the terrace window. It was the roamers that were the problem. The roamers haven't been banned.
Honestly, if it was me, I'd probably just get rid of his army.
Yeah, at this point, I think so.
It's not like Mowgli's utility is particularly good, but it's just like change Mowgli up. Like, just change things.
Just target ban.
He's farming with that SMG at the moment. Target ban Mowgli. It's already a really powerful operator anyway. It usually requires a lot of work. Waybo, though, despite it not being their tactical timeout, immediately after that ban, they're flipping the switch.
Yeah, they are 4 now, and operators bring out both the shield, the glass, the finger. They can do some crazy stuff in this one.
It's harder to gap find with that Dokkaebi ban, though.
I was going to say, I think the Dokkaebi ban is perfect here for Secret because, again, if they want to roam and stay on the offense, Deimos or Dokkaebi, I think will be our top 2 picks probably. But Turret has been mostly ineffective because he either dies early in the round or they can't get in the building to use the gadget.
Yeah, I think the shield is the right call here from Arpe. Team Secret are playing very aggressively. They're swinging everything. And you need to have somewhere to just brute force map control and punish aggression. And I think the shield is a good hammer. You need an anvil as well.
Going into this, I was trying to be like, how would I play this matchup if I was Team Secret? And I was like, I think on defense, they should play incredibly slow and just wait for Weibo to get into like uncomfortable positions. And they kind of are for the first like 40 seconds, but then say, we could just lash out. Like, we got them right where we want them. And I think Secret make a bit of a statement in this one, saying from the very first round, we're aggressive, we're confident, we're here to play.
Oh no, Arpe, he falls! Big Nitro Cell! It doesn't matter that there's a team kill because it seems like the defense has got the side on lock. Reaps and Turd may have found their way into the building. Turd's still on rappel outside. Reaps needs to find an opening here as his team is still trailing behind. 55 seconds into the round and half the server has died.
Quick rush, no follow-up behind the Blackbeard, or at the very least mistimed at that. He gets meleeed and gets shot down. Both attackers now inside of Geisha, so no backstab, no split pressure. And once again, Secret's positions, crossfires. Doom can play the contact, Adrian can swing. So can Noah. It's all about waiting for the first person to say, guys, I got the first angle, follow on my lead.
Well, there's also no diffuser here for these 2 Weibo players. There is a rotation for them to enter karaoke into the bomb site to get that diffuser should they wish to, but because of these shots, Secret will know that both these players are in Geisha. Adrian can lock them out with the smoke. They need to somehow isolate a kill here. Oh, the nade could be good. Could be. Turdster has to cut off the cross. As the nade goes out, it needs to flush out Adrian's position. He sits through the nade and actually falls. But the thing is, Weibo won't know about it until they drone him. That's what Reaps is about to do. He sees that he's on the floor, and he knows that Weibo actually might have an opening.
Second nade, surely. I'll just leave him injured, perhaps, in this one. They know they can't go for revive, actually. If only they had a smoke grenade for the glass, but they don't. So Reaps and Turdster has to work together. Oh, it's a good angle. A one-way for Noah, but it doesn't seemingly work. Turdster taken low, but he is still alive. Turdster can actually make a rotation if he wants. Look at this. Reaps is going deep. He needs to find this kill. He's been spotted. Doom needs to hold the line. He finds one before he's traded by Turdster. It's a 1v1. And Noah, he's tempted to go aggressive.
He's got the HP advantage, and he knows exactly where Turdster is. 30 seconds ticking away as Turdster is spotted, and Noah clutches it for Team Secret.
No revive needed. I was sitting there thinking, do you go for the revive or not? It's risky if you get pushed, but at the same time, there's no information from Waybo. Convincing round once more. I mean, it came down to a 1v1, but it was a good shutdown off the rush initially by Team Secret. They're blindly being solo in the window here. I'm not sure about that. Mogu tanks the angle, C4 gets a 1-for-1 trade, and with that, there's no more execute options from Waybo. I like the fast push. It certainly could have worked. It shows that they're not afraid to make the play. That's important because this will be potentially a very long best of 3.
Definitely a big point of failure there was losing the Blackbeard in Geisha. I'm trying to think what Uppe could have done differently. I'm wondering maybe if he used his nades before he entered, he might have had more of an advantage.
That's fair.
In that knife fight, but that's the problem. If you don't knife first, it's the Blackbeard, or if you don't use your gadget, the bash, you actually can be immune to knives while you use that bash, but it does lock you in an animation, so it's a risky business. Uppe not typically the shield player. Occasionally, I guess he is, but yeah, if that fight had gone the other way, I actually think Waybo probably win that rush quite convincingly.
I could see that for sure. I mean, getting Geisha is the heart of that bomb site because you get the hallway control, you get the bomb site access, the crossfire enabled.
The Nitro Cell that's not
the Nitro Cell doesn't go through. It changed a lot of things.
It's not been a good half for Waybo. To state the obvious, it's 4-0 for Secret, but there is still a way back into it. 2 rounds of attack here is still a manageable game for Waybo. They can move on to their defense and feel pretty confident that they will likely get 4 of their own.
A lot of pro teams, they don't mind playing Skyscraper, but they mind picking it, and this is why. You start in the attack. For most teams, 2 attacks the best you can do. Waybo might not even get 2. And then you just gotta have faith that when we go on side swap, our defenses will be strong enough to make the comeback happen. But it's always gonna be more difficult to play from behind, even if you think your defense is crazy.
Yeah, and Secret are just flowing with confidence right now.
Yeah, they're floating.
Playing quite aggressively. Bit of a lurk. Vertical game here from Speakeasies. He goes below the bomb site. Sorry, it's Reaps. Goes below the bomb site on the Grim. Not a usual operator to go downstairs. He's just shooting some good mines, I guess. Curious decision.
The window jump in later on. The thing is, when you take below, often we see a bot come into play, some verticality, but you got the Deimos on Turdster,
Yeah,
so you gotta get the red pings, then track the player that's relevant to the verticality, try and go for a free pick. But look at the positions. No one's really playing by the soft floor inside the A bomb side. Doom is playing by minibar, Mojo's playing by Dragon, until Waybo applies enough pressure from outside the building. Secret knows that the bomb side isn't on any immediate threat. They can just sit back.
Well, the Grim's Bees trying to lock up that stairwell as Reaps goes back inside again. And Savage gets targeted by that Deimos, but yeah, he's ages away. We really need to target these players on site. This is an aggressive entry from Uppe. Doesn't pan out. Are the rest of Waybo going for it? Seemingly not. Adrian has still got the site on lock. Doom as well in his position, despite not having the mirror. It doesn't matter. We need more impact from Turd down below. He is the single operator that needs to open up these rounds. It was such a devastating loss having Uppe jump in and fail. And I don't think Waybo have anything to go off in this round. Secret are still playing aggressively in the site. Turdster is struggling to find these players. And Savage has dropped down the hatch and stabbed him in the back. It's Speakeasy in a 1 versus 5. And it simply could not be worse for Waybo. There's nothing left to be done. They don't even have a round on the board. Speakeasy finally gets his first kill of the game as Secret sit back and wait.
Disaster. They had to, thank you, Savage. They had to try and find Adrian, who was playing the Warden by the bomb site, if you want to jump in that bomb site window. 1, they didn't have enough information to know where he was, and 2, there was a mute jammer right around the corner, so if you go for a tracker from Deimos, it's ineffective. Again, the bug is a safer option. Of course, you can shoot back through the verticality, but Waybo are missing simple pressure in the map. Secret only had 2 people by the bomb site. They still had people in Dragon and Drum because they knew they can't get in. So the lack of pressure, the lack of backstab, as you said, lurking around, everyone knows they're super safe from Secret. No one's afraid of for anything.
Yeah, I think an understated pick in that round for Secret was actually the Warden. Because I'm thinking, well, what's the way that Waybo could have made that work a little bit better. And it's spamming util on site. Flashes and
Where's
nades.
Where's the glass this time?
Yin glass, or flashes or nades even, in tandem with that player down below on the Deimos, or a buck, or both.
Give them hell.
And players on the windows to watch the cutoffs. That would have had a lot more success. But to think that not a single kill was found for Waybo until it was an exit, not good enough here for the APAC team. This is, I can say, as someone from the APAC region, this is what every APAC fan fears, right?
Yeah.
Because we're always underestimated, or we're always, I don't think underestimated is the right word, we're always dismissed as a free win.
Dismiss is better, yeah.
And sometimes that's true, and sometimes it isn't. Yes, 2 APAC teams of the 3 were first rounded at this event, but Weibo has had a few upsets. Gen.G and most importantly, Dark Zero. And Speakeasy himself, he says, look, we like to be underestimated. We want them to think this is going to be an easy game. But unfortunately for Weibo, what that attitude for Secret has gained for them is this irreparable confidence that Team Secret have used to dominate this matchup.
I wouldn't mind the situation if somehow this was like, you know, Team Secret's map pick, and Weibo chose attack because they're being silly, and it's whatever, but this is their map pick. They wanted to go here, knowing that they were going to start the attack inside. They could have gone anywhere else in theory by changing the map pool, but then again, Weibo going into this, they've played 5 unique maps, guys will be in the 6, they know they're limited by their map pool right now.
It's true. I mean, it was a very confident play from Weibo to pick Skyscraper, knowing that, like you said, we played 5 different maps from them. Next up, the pick from Secret is actually Chalet, which is where Weibo have already played. They almost beat Shopify Rebellion. It was their first match of the tournament.
They're going to rush.
This might well be a rush. Out goes the exothermic charge, and in goes Speakeasy. He's been spotted. Upbe's the first one to fall, but Secret!
Oh, team kill.
They're dropping like flies. Turster might team kill the Blackbeard, but it's still a winnable position here for Weibo as they have the numbers advantage.
Secret far apart, one above, one below. So Adrian and Doom cannot work together for this one. Nice angle though from Doom, can see the Geisha breach or the rappel angle at the very least, looking for a freebie, but Weibo right now, they hit the reset button. They're droning, they're slowing things down. They know right now this is the most winnable position they've been in 6 rounds. But if Doom, or if Adrian goes unchecked upstairs, that might change very quickly.
Drone might help, but
There's a jammer somewhere as well.
Mute jammers around.
It might be in a jammer actually, off the throw.
Yeah, that's awkward.
Oh, it's alive. It's going.
Spotted and taken down by
But
Doom.
that's Doom, so
Yeah.
Adrian's still hiding.
Yeah, and he's just going to fake that he's going to fall back. And no, never mind. Turster has found one. Only one player left for Secret, and he's hiding inside a Karaoke. He's spotted, and he does get that diffuser down. Hoven and Reaps now know exactly where he is. Will they find the crossfires? Will they find the refrags? Adrian just needs to isolate the ones, but Hoven, a bullet straight between the eyes of Adrian, and Waybo finally find their first round of the game.
Again, you gotta praise them. Despite 5 rounds in a row not working out whatsoever, they still go for another rush, trying to say, guys, we got this, believe in it, 3-2-1, let's push on in. It wasn't pretty, but it worked. And they even team kill. That could have been a 4v2.
Very much could have been. I don't know how Speakeasy died here. Yeah, it was unfortunate. I think Turster was trying to take the fight against that Fenrir that Speakeasy was also battling.
He was overheating, Speakeasy. He was trying to do it all himself. Turd said, let me help you, man. Then takes him down and then gets the kill.
Oh well, a win is a win for Waybo, and that's 1 round on the board as we move into the second half. Look, it does feel like you're huffing copium if you think that Waybo still have a solid chance in this. 1 round is not enough on
It's
your
a long
attacking
road,
side.
okay, but there is a road. There's a path.
I mean, Fury have done it a few times this tournament.
That's true, and Weibo and Fury are very not similar teams at all. It's one of those.
Valid.
Valid. Now, if there's one thing, though, for Weibo, like, just look at this from a best-of-3 perspective. The more rounds they can get, the more kills individually, the more good vibes they can achieve, it's all about the best-of-3 right now. Skyscraper, for Weibo, doesn't matter. It's about setting yourself up for Chalet and then for Clubhouse.
Oh, they've got that first round win on the board. You know, Speakeasy's got his first kill when he was
Actual
in
kill.
the one. Yeah, true. Not just
He
that
got a 1v5 kill, yeah.
1v5 exit frag. I mean, that's definitely a chip off your shoulder for Weibo.
Oh, yeah. I also think just seeing the play pool from Secret, right? Because when you start off in this matchup, what kind of style was Secret play? They've shown 2 maps so far, 2 best-of-1s. You have almost nothing to work off of in recent history, besides EML, that's like a domestic matchup, right? So now you've seen it if you're Meepy, if you're Mentalist, the support staff of Weibo. Going into Chalet and or Clubhouse, you're going to have a better expectation of what's going to happen. You can prep more for that, discuss it with your team.
Well, yeah, the thing that Weibo learned, it took them a little bit of time to get used to it, but the thing they learned pretty quick was that Team Secret are going to play very aggressively on that defensive side of Skyscraper. Now, they flip to the attack, and it's a different ball game completely. Weibo get to dictate the pace in a way. They are on the defense. They get to decide, are we going to anchor up, or are we going to play aggressively? And to be honest, it's actually quite a similar lineup from Weibo that we saw from Secret.
I didn't watch the Secret match versus WCN because you and I were casting at that time, but I remember against Falcons for Secret, they were playing very timid, very passive, very almost scared. June was like hiding in corners, not taking gunfights. If you're watching that game and prepping for that kind of Secret, this is a different one. This might be the W7M Secret that showed up all of a sudden, which is very aggressive, very confident, and hit the ground from the very beginning in that opening round. Now, we've spoken a lot about the different players, Mowgli popping off, Noah doing good. Juma still had a bit of a quiet one. I will say in this particular case, he might not have been needed because Mowgli's popping off and getting all the kills, but I do want to see Juma get a bit more proactive and involved, I think, with the rounds on the attacking side. He's playing the box, so soft destruction, verticality, supporting teammates with those flashbangs. I want to see him working together with somebody else to find success.
It looks like Secret are prepping for an explosive execute, but it's not necessarily a rush. They're doing a lot of work in the early phases of this round to make sure they're ready for it. Clearing out barbed wire, isolating Speakeasy. They know now Speakeasy is in this position that we've seen Adrian play before with the shotgun, and a lot of this round is going to rest on his shoulders.
I like when the Blackbeard, the shield player, goes from down the staircase up and fights him, because from the door you got the crossfires, which is the problem right now. Can they clear this out? I mean, they got capture fire, 1 frag grenade, 2 flashbangs. This should be a free kill. But if you don't do it perfectly, it will not be.
Weibo do have a good read on the situation.
Yeah, they do.
But Joom at the moment, if he can bait the peak from Speakeasy, that could really open the gates for Team Secret in the round. Pre-rip C4 from Hoven to take the fight onto the player on this window. It is Adrian. It does not land, however. Speakeasy does find his first, and the Blackbeard has gone down. That is the secret element for Team Secret. And the fire from the Capitao does not land its mark. Speakeasy has the backstairs on lock, and Secret are left reeling.
They knew the water was close window. He's still there right now. I mean, I think you'd say Joom, there's a guy in the corner, kill him first, then deal with the backstairs player. Joom is still 2 flashbangs in pocket as well. They're not using them. Finally, he goes down. That could have been done a minute and a half ago, by the way.
It took a very long time. Joom was worried about that player on the backstairs of Speakeasy that whole time. And that's why he wasn't taking that fight vertically. Now Speakeasy has abandoned his position. He has used all of his gas, but he's got his shotgun still, and he's waiting. He spots both of the last 2 players from Secret. Joom finally makes it possible, but not if Waybo continue refragging, and Turd secures the first round on the board for Waybo on the defensive side.
And we got our praise Waybo there for the discipline and patience. They knew, hey, we got all the strong positions, the backstairs, the bomb site itself, and they're not really doing anything to force us out of them. We saw a single capital fire spent on the staircase. Speakeasy walks 1 step to his left, avoids the fire. Right here, nade came out, fire came out, but it missed the mark. I mean, you're firing off the bottom platform at this point. That's where you can't play because you got people below. You gotta fire further up on the staircase, or at least with Joom, use one of those 2 flashbangs when you go for the swing.
I mean, also you got 2 fires for Capitao. You could both completely isolate those stairs. You would have to play from the doorway where Blackbeard was rather than down below. You mentioned that you prefer the Blackbeard being down below on the stairs. Yeah. My guess is the reason why Secret didn't want to do that is that's what happened against them when they played, it was Falcons.
I remember that.
On this map, and Adrian completely farms the Blackbeard.
Yeah.
So maybe they felt like sending a shield on the staircase, not the greatest idea. You famously have critiqued shield players on staircases before, but having that Capitao on the door would have certainly opened a lot of avenues for Secret to completely remove the positionality from Speakeasy.
100%. There's this like old, not a saying, but this old strat thing that my old teammate Dunas actually told me about back in like 2017 when we were very bad at the game, obviously. Which is, guys, we're playing the glass and we're saving all of our smokes to plant the diffuser later in the round. But we're dying to the roamers. We should use some of our smokes now so that at the very least we can see the bomb site. That's one of those rounds. They only spend 1 capital fire because they want to use the second one elsewhere. But if you don't clear the staircase position, you won't see the damn bomb site.
Exactly.
So you might as well invest as much as is required to at the very least work through the round step by step. I feel like much more could have been done there.
Waybo are starting to build a little bit of momentum, but they are still trailing behind. Now Turdster on the clash. He's spotted this Montaigne, and Secret are using the operator that they removed from play when Waybo were on the attack in that Montaigne. Turdster, oh, this is really well played by Secret. I like the EMP to prevent Turd from using his gadget, and then the Nomad air jab to force him on back. Reaps is isolated in his position. I'm not sure if he's able to retreat. He does spot the player for a brief moment. It's also going to impact the Selma on his retreat. Waybo have successfully peeled back a layer of their defense.
Step by step, I mean, this is beautiful. This is what Waybo couldn't do themselves, again, because they did not have the Monty. As charged, uses the mirror. Monty gets map control. Reaps for a second swing, a third swing. He's crazy.
Oh my god. Very ambitious. He drops downstairs, and it's well read by Secret, who have Doom lying in wait. Reaps drops below and drops to the floor. Secret have the numbers advantage, and they still have this Montaigne to march forth.
It's the perfect operator. Again, free intel, constant information. Doom locking down below for their flank potential, any C4s. The only obstacle now is going to be a clash, but with numbers dwindling like this, the clash won't matter all that much. You can overwhelm the bomb site. Speakeasy finds one in Mowgli though, but Ash has already spent both of their S creatures, I believe.
And the air jabs here will make this difficult. And here comes the activation of the gadget from the clash. There's no way to clear this realistically. Flashbangs go out to try and suppress that position, but meanwhile, Ape has fallen. Maybe this is winnable after all for Secret, despite the clash's position. Turdster goes down, Doom duels him perfectly. It's up to Speakeasy, but he falls, and Team Secret propel themselves on the map point.
Beautiful step by step. I mean, they had the exact right operators. Maybe in a perfect world, you had like a Sophia or a Capital to deal with the clash easier. They brought the Nomad. They tried. They were just spamming flashbangs. And then once they get numbers advantage, they can go in the side window, the soft floor, or the soft wall to the bomb side, and just apply pressure from every single location at once. This opening was great. And that's what we're missing from Weibo, right? That lurker downstairs.
Oh, what's that from Hoven? Why is he jumping outside?
Out the window, yeah. Not necessary. Nice swing here as well. Well, seeing the kill feed now, I feel like Weibo made that a little bit too easy, actually.
Yeah, I mean, too much swinging from Weibo. Secret have the read on lock here, Pengu. They know that all they have to do is put a little bit pressure, a little bit more pressure, a little bit pressure, and then they're getting free kills here against Weibo. I mean, almost all of those players that fell for Weibo, it was just a Secret player holding an angle, waiting for someone to swing.
Every single one, actually. Even the first death was well jumping down, right?
In fact, yeah, every single kill was just holding an angle, waiting for a swing to come through.
It's ironic because literally last round, well, the round before that one, I was like, Weibo had good discipline, playing about the staircase, not swinging, and the next round, now they swing everything, and they didn't need to because they had utility, because they had numbers, equal numbers until the first guy died.
Yeah. It's been a bit of a disappointing map, to be honest. I thought we were on for a game here, and Secret have not made this look competitive. No, they have really stormed through Weibo. 6-2, quite a lead, and 4 map points before them on Weibo's map pick. Not the showing that we expected from the team that 2-0 Dark Zero yesterday.
No one just keeps delivering. This guy's had a great individual stage and he just keeps it up. I was like, okay, you're going to land, maybe some nerves, you know. You're proud, but how proud can you be? He's still proud. He's holding his head high. He's proving his skill level.
Very aggressive from Doom. I'm not sure what the idea was there, trying to rush the site, but Speakeasy's watching it.
This is one of those cases where we're up 6-2. Let's just try it. I think it's one of those.
I don't hate it.
I don't hate it because, I mean, if he gets the kill or there was nobody there, you got the bomb set for free.
Also,
that's
I think
massive.
If you kill a site player in a play like that, you're really going to tilt Waybo for Chalet as well.
It's like, guys, what are we doing?
Another free kill for Waybo, though. You can see Team Secret are taking a lot of risks. They're playing very disrespectfully this round. Yeah. And it's not working out for them. It's kind of the opposite to what we saw last round, right? Where Waybo were the ones peeking and giving free kills to Secret.
And Secret doing step-by-step action. There is no step. We're just doing something.
Everyone's doing something separate as well, by the way.
Now Savage will try to lock by the bomb site door, I think, instead. And we still see Speakeasy locking that down. Double reinforced wall. Got the ace there, but no summer charges. Good nade.
Oh, and a good peek as well. That was well played.
They could maybe plant on the desk here for Blackbeard, actually. There's no vert. Hard right on the desk, there's no vert that can see it, so he can walk in.
Yeah, a little bit of vert available. Ape, though, does find the kill upstairs. That was Mowgli, the lurker, trying to take down that vertical play from Waybo, and this is the concern. Secret might be able to enter the side, but they need more kills because Waybo are far ahead. And now Team Secret rely just on Savage, on the Blackbeard. He said he might be able to find a safe plant spot. He, of course, will plant with the shield on his back, but it might not matter at this point because there's 4 players from Waybo. They could even go for a retake if they so desire. Shield on the back. Savage starts planting. It's a bait, but it doesn't matter because Upbay's got his number. Waybo find a 3rd round.
Not the most inspiring round from Secret, but I think, again, as I said, it's one of those, like, let's just try something, guys.
Just
Make it
YOLO.
easy. Yeah, it very much seemed like it. Of course, Speakeasy had not been on that bomb site, had not found the kill. Doom gets in successfully. The entire round changes. 3rd operator ban, I feel like you can just say goodbye Clash here and simplify, the Mirror, for example. I think for Waybo, it's more of like Monty or like whatever else.
Yeah, I think Monty is probably the play here. I was going to say Monty or Nomad. Nomad was actually not a bad pick from Secret.
I like the Warden ban, actually, now that I see it. You can just brute force Ying, Glass, and whatever else.
And I'm sure that Secret were expecting the Monty ban as well, so they knew they couldn't crutch off that anymore. Now, banning that Warden, it opens up Glaz and Ying to be really powerful operators. Yeah.
Savage is one of those OG Blitz players.
Yeah, really? From back in the day?
Yeah, he's always been playing this operator in his Pro League debut as well and whatnot, just running around.
Yeah, no, you compare the operator bans from Waybo when they're banning attackers compared to what Secret banned, and, you know, obviously Secret got rid of 2 different shields before their 3rd ban came in, which I actually can't remember off the top of my head what it was. But here, Waybo have left a lot of shields, and instead they went for the Deimos, they went for the Grim. They had a lot of respect for these roam clearing and execute operators that Team Secret...
Dokkaebi.
Yeah, I mean, Dokkaebi's the one... Yeah, Dokkaebi was the 3rd ban. Also something left in, to my surprise. I feel like the Deimos and Grim, they're good, but, you know, having seen how the 2 halves have panned out so far, I definitely wouldn't be banning that Grim over, you know, Monty, Blitz, Blackbeard, or even the Dokkaebi. Oh my god, look at this lineup. I just saw the repicks.
I was gonna say, when you see an armor or shotgun being picked, combined with a Ying and a Blitz, you know something crazy is about to go down.
Don't peek it, Ted. Don't peek it, Ted.
Yeah, you've always said you're welcome. You got some damage. Just take that and leave. He knows, though, that 2 people go into the Geisha area. Unlucky for him, he didn't see any of those pocket operators, the armor or the Blitz from Ying, so Weibo don't know exactly what's coming.
Oh! This is very cheeky. Here comes the rush. Doom coming from up below the stairs, but Waybo are finding all of the kills, and even the Ying himself will fall. It's an aggressive jump out from Reaps to try and find players on the Geisha balcony, but there's nobody there. And all that remains of Secret's rush is this Amaru shotgun at the bottom of a staircase, looking hopeless and aimless. What was that from Secret?
So
2 frost mats.
Yeah, so Blitz jumped in Geisha. I think the second play did as well. There were 2 different frost mats that completely stopped the push.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, so they were Ying spamming, and they're going to make an aggressive play, just find a gap somewhere, and the frost trap said no.
Hoven's just actually farming on the frost mats.
It's actually ridiculous how much value that gained them that round.
You're 3-6 up, come on. Yeah.
I mean, he's not wrong. They're up 3-6 and they're 6-3, and they're just kind of baiting right now, talking. Give me something. Knife. Oh. Okay. Let's see if there's enough.
No, it's not happening.
Yeah, come on.
No way.
There's no typing for Doom, so maybe not.
Yeah.
I'm down for a knife fight though. Like, you go 1 for 1 5 times.
Yeah, Waybo's gonna run at him with the knife, and then James is gonna shotgun.
I think the first fight might be a knife fight, but as you get lower and lower for Waybo, the guns are gonna come out.
Yeah,
like
absolutely. There's no way you let the round slip.
Curious if this is a. I mean, it must be a technical timeout, so to speak. Secret talking, guys. How do we lock down the following round? Because now it's getting a bit too close for comfort. Gotta show us that they can, you know, hold their own on the attack inside, because otherwise we can give them the exact same critique as Waybo, only going 1 at 5.5.
Of course, I mean, they've only won that 1 attack round so far. It was a very convincing one, to their credit, but I think Waybo realized, I think what happened, guys, is we just peeked into every player. And if we just sit down and hold good positions, maybe we'll be fine. Junior's gonna go for it. Supernova in hand. Hoven, after his success on the Frost, he's just chilling outside. We've seen a lot of good Frost, haven't we, in the tournament so far?
Oh, we missed. Come on.
It's troll. It's a troll.
He's going to lead him to him. Come on, take the bait. Yeah, come here.
Hook, line, and sinker.
Here comes the bait.
Yeah, he's just waiting for him. Come on, come my way. Oh, Jim, come on, don't save it. Saving the KD for Jim, and it's a convincing round for Waybo, thanks to those 2 frost mats on the Geisha window.
And a timeout call by Team Secret as well, on top of their already player timeout. Okay, now it's serious business time.
All right, time to lock in, says Twister. We get to look at these jump-ins from the frost.
Yeah.
Looks like they were trying to pick themselves back up again after those frost. Oh, it was a different frost map. It was on the window, I see. 2 separate windows. I mean, that's the Ying's fault. He really should have checked. You can upside down rappel and see that frost mat anyway.
But they're going fast, James. There's no time to check when you're going fast. What are the odds that the first frost brought out in that entire, well, second round, I guess you could put one round as well, would be there, right?
I'm sure that's what Palu thought when he jumped into a frost mat on 7-7 match point, losing the series. Yeah, you sprinted into it. 7-7 match point. W7M getting eliminated from the tournament because Palu walked into a frost mat.
Granted, he was in a 1v3. Yeah. You can't blame him solely,
I'm
but
trying to sell a story here, Nick.
I'm just saying it was
You don't have to ruin it with facts.
The story was like, Palu had clutched a 1v2 and a 1v3 prior on that bomb side. So when we saw the 1v3, it's super tense, 7-7,
maybe
he's walking
again,
in.
And then he walks into a frost mat. Oh, well, I'm excited to see the rest of Furia's campaign. Of course, they play later today, but it's Team Secret and Waybo that we're looking at right now. And we are potentially on the verge of ending Skyscraper, but it feels like we've been that way for a couple of rounds.
Yeah, it's always awkward when you have very defender or like one side favorite maps because...
Especially because Team Secret won an early attack, so they've had that point for a while.
That's right. They won
the second attack
in round, and it's like, okay, it's gonna be over.
Yeah.
And it's just, it hasn't ended yet. We're still going. And I'm getting a little bit scared for Secret because it's not looking all that convincing on the attacks all of a sudden.
Not at all. Quite the opposite, in fact. Every round that goes by, Waybo are looking much more solid on their defenses, and these rushes from Secret have not actually worked out at all.
I'm seeing Blitz, Blackbeard, and Yang. Should I get worried? Is it time to get worried?
No, because you remember what happened last round with the Ying and the...
There's no frost this time.
True.
So maybe it's going to work. The thing is...
Nick, did you see, by the way, before Reaps reinforced this wall, he opened a hole and put a Ramai disc outside.
Did.
What's the purpose of that?
Can I catch the Selma, man?
Damn.
Yeah.
Smart.
Look at this.
Are they going to see it?
Nope. Oh, well, Ace isn't even here, actually. It doesn't matter. Ace is not here.
What? Did they see it?
They must have seen it, yeah. So they're going to jump in, terrace window with Blitz. So, okay, hold up. Blitz solo jump in. So Blitz has the pistol out, no shield. You make less noise this way. So he's hiding the Blitz pick. They're gonna Ying, force the rotation, and backs up with the Blitz maybe?
Curious. This is a very strange cook here from Team Secret. Ape's trying to figure out what the hell is going on.
I don't like this.
I think he may well have heard the Blitz now. Aggressive play. Ape's found one. Now he has to fight the Blackbeard. He finds both. Here comes the Blitz. Savage puts him down. Team Secret recompose. And with Noah finding the backstab inside of the side, this could be the end of it for Waybo. Team Secret now have the plant. Going down 3v1 as Turdster makes his way back. He spots the Blitz, but there's no way for him to take that fight. Adrian going for a jog around the other side of the map while Noah gets outside and locks it down. Team Secret, it took them a few goes, but they do lock in the first map, knocking Waybo down 1-0 in the series.
How is that the attacking round they win? 2 people die immediately. Blitz are solo pushing, and out of nowhere, they are just in the bomb site getting things done. Bit of laughs there and smiles from Secret knowing, guys, that should have been easier, but we got the job done in the end. That's the first map. Waybo might actually have a chance here, though, going to Chalet.
We saw some moments that gave us a little bit of hope for Waybo at the end of that game, but you can't deny that when Secret decided to get serious, when they took that extended tactical timeout, about 5 minutes of a tactical timeout, followed by the real tactical timeout with their coach, they looked solid. All they had to do was cook up one attack to lock things in, and now Team Secret are one map away from the semi-finals here at the Esports World Cup.
So the pressure showcasing. I want to see more on the attacks. Of course, Chalet, a very different map than Skyscraper, so it should be a very different look from both of these two teams. Both of them are one block, though. They should be ready.
Yeah. And Waybo, we know that they have a lot more in the tank than this. This is their 6th different map that they have played in the tournament so far. Team Secret, They managed to win Skyscraper for a second time after taking Falcons down in their opening match of the tournament, and now they look to finish things off on Chalet. Weibo Gaming on their last legs, and that second map is coming up after this.
Reach your impossible, Lenovo Legion.
Last on terrace. Let's go! Good shit.
Let's keep it up. See, guys, she's not doing anything.
Yeah,
just
little folk guy.
But let's make sure we bring the mutes now.
Headphone user warning. A little too late for us as well, but welcome back everybody to Rainbow Six Siege X at the Esports World Cup, where Secret find themselves in the lead 1-0 against Waybo. And that was Waybo's mapping after all.
Yeah, but you imagine obviously when Waybo picked this map, that means Secret gets to pick the starting side. And that turned out to be huge for this as well. Getting on the defense, immediately playing aggressive to make sure Waybo cannot get any kind of momentum. We know this team plays really well off momentum. We know they thrive off of that. They will continue in that. And Secret did anything they could to stop Waybo from getting anything.
I used the word suffocating with Anne in the green room. I still stand by that. They were very suffocating. But happy anniversary to Speakeasy and Ape, who 1 year ago took a couple of the core members of Team Secret to Skyscraper and lost. And then a year later have gone to Skyscraper and lost. Congratulations, boys. Maybe The third time won't be the charm. Don't do that again.
Sometimes history does repeat itself, but there's not going to be a third time here because instead we're going to be going to Chalet. And this is going to be Secret's map pick. So if anything, you've already beat your opponent on their map pick. You're confident heading into the next. Secret is genuinely looking quite unstoppable so far.
Yeah, and especially if you think about what we talked about in the pre-show, right? I mean, Secret having beaten G2 on this map, having beaten a team like BDS on this map as well. That's quite huge. What we're looking at for Secret, though, when they go on these attacking rounds, I think that's where they kind of slipped a little bit on Skyscraper, is to make sure they're ready for everything that Waybo will bring. There will be cheat. There will be frostmats.
It's funny you bring up cheese because I wrote down in my notes before this whole series began, Waybo is lactose intolerant. Now, stand with me here. They're lactose intolerant because they usually ban all the cheesy ops.
Yeah.
On Skyscraper, they didn't ban the cheesy ops that Team Secret loved. We're talking about the Monty and the Blitz. They got there in the end with the Monty, but by that point, they could just replace it with the Blitz. I don't think Waybo was as prepared as they should have been to go up against Secret specifically, and as a result, I'm a little bit worried you come into Chalet that's not your pick, and you're even less prepared.
So then for me, the question remains here when it comes to Chalet, when it comes to switching things up, adapting on the fly, which is the core and the essence of the best of threes. You, if anything, want to see that from Waybo, because Secret is already locked in. So from Waybo's side of things, what are we doing in these next couple of minutes to prepare for Chalet? You can't say cry.
The good thing is, the positive is it's a high preference map for them, right? They like playing this one over in the APL. That's a big thing, so they enjoy playing this map. And what I want to see from them is ways to counter that aggression that Secret are bringing out. Like we've seen runouts from them. We've seen spawn peaks from them. I reckon they bring that to the table as well to stop Secret a little bit.
I'm a little worried that they will fall into the same trap that that Skyscraper has of you could be up in their faces on defense. On Chalet, you can do exactly the same thing. So Waybo needs to play tighter, the same tightness that Team Secret operates on. And if you can almost copy and replicate what Team Secret do on a daily basis, that's how you overcome them. Unfortunately, it's a bad stylistic choice for them to go up against Team Secret. They didn't get the choice, I should say. It's just a bad day at the office for them. So they need to overcome this. I actually don't think it's fire versus fire. I think they need to be more structured, they need to play more tempered, and they need to deal with these problems step by step because the late game is where Team Secret flourishes. So you need to make it to the late game to cut off that win condition.
I think from the side of Secret, then all that I'm really hearing is continue doing what you're already doing. I feel like they've genuinely found the crack, so to say, in Waybo's armor. And I think as well to highlight the fact that Waybo actually is here in the playoffs. And we can't really say the same for some of the top teams that we were expecting to see here from NA, from Brazil. So this is already a huge feat. They get to play on the stage, they get to play in front of the crowd, they get to play face-to-face with their opponents with all the lights and all the audio and all those beautiful things as well, which could make things a little bit more complicated too.
It could be, but I think this is also a big thing for Waybo, right? I mean, if we're looking at this team in general, we know it wasn't always easy for them last year with things that happened along the lines of making it to their SI. So for them to actually play main stage, because they got to this exact same point last year at EWC, but that game was on the B stream. So despite making it to playoffs, they weren't on the main stage. They got eliminated back then against W7M. So for them to be here, they need to soak that all in. They need to make sure they enjoy playing in front of the fence. It could be their last map. We sure hope for Waybo's sake it isn't, but this is huge for them. This is a big accomplishment and they need to make sure they enjoy it to the fullest as well.
And if Team Secret want to be respected and not being called the underdogs over and over and over again, which I'm kind of sick of the storyline and discourse, being that they are underdogs given how many different upper echelon teams they've beaten, they need to do this comfortably 2-0. So yes, I want Waybo to put up a really good fight, take us to map 3. I am dying for it. But if Team Secret really want to be given the respect that they should have already deserved, it needs to be a clean 2-0.
Yeah, and the way to that defeat, the way to that victory, you have to actually take Secret down along the way. And that's going to be a difficult task because this is Chalet, Secret's map pick, and they look more comfortable than ever. But this is Weibo's shot to prove to us and to prove to the world that they can do it, and this is the spot that they deserve to be in. So let's head over to Chalet, our second map of the best of 3, and see whether or not they can make it all the way to the decider.
Thank you, Jeannie. Yes, Team Secret remain undefeated here at the Esports World Cup 2025, live in the Amazon Esports Arena. They get ready for the second map. They've won 3 maps so far in the tournament. That's all they have played. On the flip side, Pengu, Waybo have already played 6 maps, 6 different maps. And for the first time, they go back to a map that they've already played in Chalet.
That might be a good thing as well because they're more familiar with it. They've already played it on LAN before. And also, I think now the biggest thing for me, if I'm a Waybo person, now I know what to expect from Secret because they have shown some fast gameplay, some slow gameplay earlier this tournament. Now you know exactly what you're dealing with. And I also think it was right on the money for the analyst desk. Fundamentals and 1-2-3 step for Waybo is much more necessary because they gotta survive into the late stage of the round. They're not getting there. Most of those rounds on Skyscraper, they ended in about 60 to 90 seconds once that first engagement was made, which often Waybo, of course, lost.
Yeah, Hoven, Reaps, and Turdster, and actually Mentalist, who's one of the support staff for this Weibo roster, all of them did play here at EWC last year, as Jess mentioned on the desk, under the Bleed banner, of course. Yep. They made it to the playoffs, and they bailed out 2-0 in those quarterfinals to the eventual runners-up, W7M. This time around, they've made it back to that same spot, and it looks like, unfortunately, they might be on track for the same result. Not even to win a map. They've had their own map stolen from them. And if they are to come through and find a victory here, it's going to start on Chalet, which Team Secret are no doubt poised and ready for. Team Secret are looking as good as ever. Their first game against Falcons, it actually did look quite rocky, all things considered. Team Secret have beaten Falcons before. They've lost to Falcons before. There's play a hell of a lot over in EML. Yeah. But on play day 1, here at EWC, that was not a convincing game. It came down to the final round, but the question was, can Secret win an attack? And they did. Ever since then, though, it's been an absolute breeze. A 7-2 over W7M, and then a fairly convincing 7-4 on Skyscraper just now against Weibo. It's just the beginning for Team Secret, and they are looking in peak form.
If you're Waybo, speaking about how they made it this far last year, if they were to exit out today, I still think this has been a good look for them. 2-0 Dark Zero, 2-0 Gen.G, getting good international experience. And I know we always said oh, the APAC team, how far can they realistically go? But Nibi himself, the coach behind the players of Weibo, has been very outspoken. We are here for the international matches. That's what we're here to play for. Yeah. The same story that we kind of gave Fearx. It's not about winning domestically in APAC because they can do that consistently. It's about actually getting further and further internationally in Weibo. They haven't been as quick to do that as maybe we would have thought. They had some upsets, some small bumps in the road, and this has been, despite what happens here, a great showcasing up until this point.
Yeah, and look, holistically, if you look back at Stage 1 within the APL for Weibo, it still wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. It wasn't. They struggled against Elevate. Of course, the former team of Ape and Speakeasy, who is now filled with Brazilians, including Psycho, former world champion. Weibo, we thought that they would completely run through that bracket, but no, they got knocked down to the lowers. They only had a comeback victory against Elevate. We thought that this would be, we talked about Fearx, we said they're the Korean super team. Well, for Weibo, this is kind of like the Southeast Asian super team because it's the formation of that old Bleed roster, Hoven, Reaps, and Turdster, and that old Elevate roster, Speakeasy and Ape. These are 5 of the best players in Southeast Asia coming into the same roster. We have high expectations for them. They've also got a huge upgrade, having Meepy as their coach for the first time, an international coach since we saw Julio supporting the Bleed roster back in the day. It should be, all the ingredients are here for international success. When is it going to come? Because like Jess was saying on the desk, Speakeasy has been playing at these tournaments for a hell of a long time. Even Ape and Hoven, they played all the way back at the Berlin Major for Gaming Gladiators. These guys have come to so many international events before, and yet they've never made it to the top 4. This is their moment to deliver that performance for the first time.
Visum's going out. Server getting booted up, ready to go.
1-0 up in the series for Team Secret, and it's time to get into Chalet. Their own map pick, but Weibo, their last chance to stay alive here at EWC to fight for that semi-final. Team Secret have been in peak form. Weibo, the challengers, the contenders, can they give us more of a fight than we saw on Skyscraper?
Double shield ban perhaps sees. There it is. The Monty and the Blackbeard respected back by saying Kaid and then the Clash. So a lot of shield target bans here on both maps actually. Goes to show what kind of operators that you're expecting to come out. I do like the fact that Blackbeard gets targeted by Secret, not the Blitz or anything else like that, because we did see Waybo go onto it when Monty was target banned the first time around on Skyscraper. The question now is for me, Waybo, we gotta see more from on the attack. That's where they struggle, of course, on Skyscraper. Chalet is typically an attack or feared map, so it's a whole different story now, but they haven't really been getting all that much experience on that last map of problem solving and getting through the map strategically, because Waybo didn't make it in the building on 4 of their 6 attacking rounds. So they gotta show us immediately here that Chalet, they know the map, they can get in, they can start working those 1, 2, 3s and ABCs off an attacking round.
Yeah, last time Waybo played this at EWC, it was against Shopify Rebellion. It was in their very first game, and they looked really solid on their attacks. They went 3-3, but they really struggled on their defenses. So if I'm Waybo here, I'm definitely aiming for a 4-2 split on the attacking side. 3-3 may be enough, but there is concern as we switch into that second half how Waybo will look on that defensive side. As we get into it, we do see the shield getting locked in. It is that blitz. Like you said, probably the least favored of the shield operators that Weibo would want to bring, but Monty and Blackbeard are, of course, banned.
That's all you got. Speakeasy can play the operator. They got good bombs at information. It's a ward and a smart choice here from Secret to say, hey, you're going to bunker up downstairs. You can see through smokes and flashbangs, of course. There's no mirror window to speak of. It's open, but not played in this one. Secret, to no surprise, playing very, I would say, like aggressive lineup. They can be very flexible. They can roam around. They can take gunfights. They're not going to hide behind utility. They want the fights, just like on Skyscraper.
Yeah, Weibo are unfortunately on the back foot early on. I don't know where Uppe just died. Looks like he was trying to lurk down below early on. Savage puts him down way too early. Perhaps that was in Mudroom. Yeah, I think it might have been. That's a very rocky start here for Weibo. They also have their Twitch drone shut out very early. Secret, again, just looking oh-too confident.
The thing is, right now, all of master bedroom and kitchen is clear. So I was going to say, where...
Oh no,
got baited.
Speakeasy.
There's 3 people here from defense. Like, you're not going to get that kill, bud.
Yeah, and that flash still didn't land. He needed to play a little bit more conservatively. Not the read for Weibo. Speakeasy dies alone. Same for his teammate Uppe. Last time Weibo played Chalet against Shopify Rebellion, they had the Monty. That's what Speakeasy was playing all the time. Now they don't. They have to play a very different style of game.
I was gonna say, I don't hate the fact that Ape is, you know, downstairs alone going for a lurk play, but they didn't even have offense control yet. So again, just like before, there's no pressure on the map, you know, forcing Secret to hold specific angles. So they have so much freedom to do anything that they want. Now they can just hold top blue, they can hold mezzanine, and Weibo have no choice but to go straight into the setup.
Oh, spot the player, but not finding the head. Savage finds his second, and Secret are completely locking this down. It's a bit sad to see Weibo struggling to find any form of competition here, as Reaps will find an exit frag before he's put down. Team Secret continue their form from Skyscraper here on Chalet with the opening round.
We've got to hit the reset button right now. Fundamentals, 1, 2, 3s. We need Weibo to play boring siege. Yeah. If you see that setup, you go master bedroom, you go kitchen with 5 people, and you will drone into piano, going out the door even. And you take this position without the blitz swinging, you open up the windows, you go to the soft wall, then you start flashbang clearing the shield, you destroy the shield, and then you push. You're giving Secret what we call like 70-30% gunfights. Secret having 70% chance of winning, you having 30, and Weibo seems almost happy with those numbers when they could make them 50-50 by first doing the utility clearing step. That's the basics of a Chalet bar attack. Now Weibo, I'm not saying you cannot play aggressive, you can, but you gotta do it together. Ape dying alone, Blitz dying alone, no refrag, no trade, no nothing, no pressure points. That's not good enough.
That's what starts to be a bit of the story here for Weibo. It's just not good enough. It's just not the standard that we've seen from them so far. I mean, against Dark Zero, they won from a lot of very much unwinnable positions. They had a really solid performance against Gen.G. Both of those maps were 2-0.
Yeah.
Now they might actually lose 2-0 to Team Secret. We need, like you said, the reset button. We need them to get back the form that we've saw from them all of APL and all of the EWC so far as well.
You can't fight fire with fire if your enemy has much more of it, and that has just been the story. Individually, we've not seen the Weibo star players really showing up. I mean, I don't think I've said Reap's name more than once this series so far.
Which is funny, because last time he played Chalet against Shopify Rebellion, he got 12 kills.
Yep. I think he's got about half of that if you go for the entirety of Skyscraper plus Chalet so far. It's not a good look, but again, Skyscraper was a very difficult one. This should be a bit easier, but again, they haven't shown us that they figured out just yet. Second attempt, this is better, right? Hard destruction, open up the office wall, drone around, take library control, this is the first step. Discovery phase, counter intel. Can they clear Doom on the half wall? That's the second step. Can they take piano? Combined with that, also the second step. That's the big question now. One thing at a time.
Step by step, clear out these keeper barriers, start to march on forward. Jim is actually falling back. No one to cut him off from the master window or from the piano window.
The tower.
Yeah, he does. Ape finds the opening kill. Where was Mowgli? All the way over in office. Spotted all the way from Fireplace. A very long angle from Ape. And finally, we start to see Waybo having a little bit of success. Speakeasy is actually down below. He wants to go on this rappel in all likelihood. He spots a player and he does find that kill. So good here from Waybo as they finally look a little bit more lively in the server and they completely dismiss the defense of Secret. Firing up our Waybo, and Reeps has a few choice words to say to his opponents. Finally on the scoreboard are the Southeast Asians.
So much better. That's the best round we've seen from Weibo the entire BO3 so far. It was very simple, it was very predictable, but it was solid Rainbow Six Siege. Long on the side, hard destruction, not sprinting around the corner for Speakeasy, checking that window swing, expecting Secret to be aggressive, a good read. The only thing they were missing was a big master window repel, but they had the Demo strike on Doom anyway. Good backup play, good fundamentals. That's what we expect to see from them.
Yeah, more of that from Waybo, and we're going to have a really entertaining competitive game here because I have no doubt that Secret, if Waybo turn it up, well, Secret are going to turn it up as well. We've seen how much they are capable of that. And they haven't really broken a sweat since their first game against Falcons. That was the only overtime. Like I said, it was a 7-2 over W7M. Skyscraper against Waybo, it was a walk in the park as well. This might be the first time that they really have to work for it, but Waybo need to show us more rounds like that one just passed, and not at all like the first round. And if I'm Meepy and I see Waybo do another fluff round, I'm calling that tactical timeout and saying, guys, no more of that.
Yeah, no, same. I think if you lose a round in the wrong way, you call it early, get ahead of the problem, don't get too tilted. And the thing is for Secret, if they start recognizing that, hey, Weibo actually playing like good fundamentals, they're doing like the good clear stuff, they just get it in their face like on Skyscraper. Yeah. They can turn up if they need to. They, like, last round was one of the first times Secret fell back and gave up map space for free without needing to. They chose to. Yeah. They got punished for once.
Well, Waybo, what have you got to show for us as we go to repeat the same bomb site? It's Office. Oh. We still have a bit of cockiness here from Secret. You can see Savage peeking, even these very aggressive angles with the hollow sight. Mowgli does find the opening kill as Tersta jumps on inside. Bit of damage done to attempt to refrag his teammate, but not able to find that kill as of yet. And Savage comes in with the wall bang. 3 players from Weibo have fallen, and Team Secret again are looking well and truly in control.
Yeah, it comes down to Secret. They strike back. They will take a fight. A freebie downstairs. Yes, sir. But again, low impact. 2 versus 4. Start at the building. Ape just watching rotations. But Secret, they're not moving a whole lot because, again, they don't have to. There's no pressure on the map. They know Weibo are either in the basement being a rat or outside just simply holding angles.
The way back into this game for Weibo is by fishing one by one, seeing if you can find these kills. But Secret have been so hot on their shot. It's not easy to find isolated 1v1s, and it's certainly not easy to win them.
This mute has been a big problem for Weibo on both maps so far as well. The Deimos trackers, the Grim Bees, the drones. There is a world where a mute ban comes out just because like this is annoying at this point. Yeah. But can you afford to ban a mute on Chalet of all things?
This is not even watching the game, he's just taking notes. Meepy's also taking plenty of notes. Likely to make a tactical timeout shortly. Noah finds the first one. He's going to find the second if he has enough bullets, but does have to reload. Adrian comes through. Joom is fired up after that one, and Team Secret again in the lead on Chalet.
Faceup's going out. Waiting to see if we get attack timeout. So far, no. I guess not. First, operator bans.
Well, you get a sort of tactical timeout when the operator bans come through, of course. So the coach can speak. I don't think Meepy is, though. Flipping it up to the players.
I'm curious. Asami, Fenrir, Mute, all a bit problematic, perhaps. Asami and Deimos. Okay.
Yeah, I don't mind that Deimos ban from Secret as well. I think Secret have just the perfect read on what to ban out against Waybo. No point getting rid of the Blitz. They're pretty bad with it. Get rid of that Deimos. Give your roamers a little bit more flexibility. The Dokkaebi is in, however.
Yeah, also, if you, for whatever reason, for fearing a mute ban, and you ban the Deimos, you've now nullified each other, basically. True. So there is that small thing where you can, in case they do this ban, what should we do?
Attackers have located a bomb.
I really hope that Blitz is a repick here from Speakeasy because I did not like what I saw from him last time around.
It can only get better. I'll say that. Like, they lost Ape early. Speakeasy was feeling the need to make a hero play. Didn't work out. I don't think Blitz is a bad pick for them if they play the 1-2-3 slow pace siege.
I mean, look, I'm not a pro player, Pengu, but I'm not loving this lineup from Waybo. I feel like we need a little bit more
IQ?
X factor. The IQ, well, I don't mind it. I think in tandem with the Brava, it works nicely. Brava actually Waybo liked so much that Shopify Rebellion banned it against them on Chalet last time they versed each other. It was the 3rd ban from Shopify. But from Waybo here, yeah, I'm surprised. Like, why is there no Dokkaebi? Like, she's such a good operator right now. If you want to go for your lurks, you pick that operator. Instead, we've got the Lion. I feel like the Doke would be so much better. The Gridlock as well is a bit of a question mark for me. You're really worried about flanks, seemingly.
There is one benefit to the Gridlock, which is it just gives you like a ton of burn if you really wanted to. But there's nothing to burn, no Jaeger, no Wamai. So it comes down to, again, just what happens early in this round. Can Weibo get a foot in the door? Can they establish a foothold to work from, their base of operations? And we see the game plan Secret very clear. Shut them out. Aggressive Solarium, aggressive Master Hallway in Piano.
Right now,
the bomb site doesn't matter.
Oh, Noah.
Outside.
Yeah, aggressive and reach to go down early. Not a good game for the Chinese player. Secret are still in control and they've got this roam on lock. Weibo don't have anyone cutting off these roamers from going back to site.
Rotating.
And they're rotating, but also allowing Secret to rotate.
Yeah.
Look at this.
No one's cutting the map in half, so again, there's free roaming from Secret, a fast entry into West Main, but no one's really here. Main door, finally a cutoff happens. Mowgli goes down to even numbers, but they're lacking map presence. Abe is in the building, bottom Solarium stairs, but there's no droning, there's no teamwork. He's clearing every angle himself. 3 drones alive, half round to go.
Yeah, and the result is, like you said, no drones left for Weibo. They're going to have to dry peek most of the map here.
Yeah.
And when they finally do get towards the library and Blue Stairs side, Secret have this incredibly powerful setup. We're going to need, I mean, the Grimm's Bees and 2 nades, 2 flashes and a smoke. That's not really a lot to deal with the setup that we've got here.
And there's a Warden as well to counter. So now it comes down to, again, can you clear this particular spot? Top blue mentioned in the hardest part of the bar attack is about to happen. And there's nobody on the library balcony from Weibo. They, again, don't have a backstabber. So, and the windows and libraries, they're closed. So Noah has full range of motion inside the library to make any sort of play he wants to make.
Wow, a lot of the B's come out as well from Turdster. Are they capitalizing upon this opportunity, though? There's no one here playing on the mezzanine. Secret have fallen deep back into library, but they've got these ACOGs, and most pivotally, they have that DMR. It's Noah deep in the corner of library, finds a long angle against Speakeasy, and he's hungry for more. He is traded by Weibo, who now have control above the bomb site, but there's only 25 seconds remaining. And Secret are still fighting tooth and nail to contest in the late round. Adrian aggressively peeking the hatch on site. Weibo need to get in, and they need to quickly. But they don't have that diffuser. They're going to have to go for kills. Adrian, he's not going to fall. Instead, Team Secret, they play into the aggression. They fight back, and they put Weibo back down again. Another dominating round for Team Secret. Oh, how do you fight against that?
There was a small moment there I was thinking, this is looking pretty good for Weibo. They got the library rotation, they got in, they shot down no one in the corner, but then time becomes a problem. You're forced to drop down that hatch with the Siege X launch. You're forced into a hipfire animation. You can't ADS and take that gunfight comfortably. Weibo has called their tactical timeout. The final, potentially final chance for Miku to swap any sense into the players of what they gotta do to make this right.
And there's no way that Secret should have won that round. We need a hard reset now from Weibo. A few things done well. We need more explosivity. We need more decisiveness. We need more conviction here from the APAC team.
We need that measure twice, cut once mentality, where you're really doubling down on what you want to do, because what we saw previously, they were not in the building until Secret gave it up for free. They ran back towards the bomb site. They cannot get in Solarium. They cannot get in Master Bedroom. They don't own anywhere in the map. This is Chalet.
They look toothless without the Monty.
Yeah.
Without a way to say, okay, we're just going to march and brute force this avenue, they look clueless. They can't gap find. They need to have presence all over Chalet. It's not a huge map here, Pengu.
Yeah, I was going to say, Secret, they're not making it easy because they are everywhere on the map. But what we're missing is library windows weren't opened up.
Exactly.
Main door wasn't opened up. They were just
No
4 guys, Solaire and Rappel. And it's like, well, you have 1 guy playing inside there. You can't rappel in.
The first thing you should be doing at the start of the round, someone spawns helipad, you're opening up the library windows, you're opening up the site window, you're opening up mud window.
Yeah, now there's pressure.
It's phantom pressure. Even if you're not pushing there, they have to stay away from the windows. They have to expect that you might be playing from there. Hell, you could be on the helipad for all they know. They're going to have to play more passively. You open up the balcony window, the fluke balcony window, you open up the main door as well. Even open up the door and fireplace above Snowmobile as well. Just go for really put the pressure on Secret. I mean, Chalet is such an open map. And by the way, Doom is even opening it even more here with the shotgun. These long lines of sight are going to be so troublesome to deal with for Waybo. I mean, here we go. 1 tap for Mape. Mowgli aggressively peeking outside. And he's not the only one as well. Doom still peeking this library window.
I think it was Doom's job to watch the helipad so Mowgli could swing somewhere else.
Oh, he jumps out. Yeah, that's worth it. Oof. Yeah, and that's an oof back again. Ape, the only hard breacher, is taken down.
Here's the issue. Once again, Secret have a player on Solarium stairs, and they can't clear him. I mean, look at the lineup. There's no nade, there's no Capital. They can spot him. The only way where it's cleared out if it's Secret or Savage rather walks away for free. Like, it's Secret's choice to give the space up or not.
C4 goes out as well, and it gives him a line of sight, although it doesn't find a kill. The Dokkaebi finally picked here by Hoven as it rings on out and hopes to give some ground to Waybo. As the blitz repels on inside, he might be meeting his match pretty shortly as Savage spots him. He wants to continue contesting. He goes on the vert angle. Turd takes a little bit of damage. His teammate is there to support him. Adrian holding down the fort. The smoke goes down, but Adrian, he spots a pixel through it. Hoven to come for the backstab, but he's not going to do enough here for Waybo. And Team Secret again take another round away from Waybo. And at this point, it's like taking candy from a baby. APAC have been sat back down again and humbled. Team Secret 4-1 on their defense with 1 round to go in the half.
And they're going to look so easy. I mean, Secret keep making the right decision after right decision. They're just fighting back. Strategically, there's not really a matchup here. It comes down to mechanical skill, gunfighting, and those small individual player decisions. Hogan found that gap actually on the bomb side, walked in, but it was a 2 versus 4. So he gets the kill right here. Then dies from above because, again, there is no map control in any of these rounds from Waybo. They don't have verticality. They lack the pressure. It's a very, once more, like one-sided push from one position.
Yeah, Team Secret are really feeling confident. They will be ecstatic. Not even qualifying for EWC last year to now in the driver's seat and on the verge of finding a semi-final. Would you believe how much money is on the line here, Pengu? $130,000 US just for making it to top 4. Guaranteed. That's doubling the current prize money these teams have earned, 75K. And of course, if Team Secret make it further than this, they will not be settling for 4th place. They will be fighting for that lion's share of the prize pool in 1st place. $750,000 on the line. Team Secret, well, they're looking their best. They are undefeated at the tournament, not even dropping a map, and they have continued that form here on Chalet. Waybo, one last chance to find another attacking round after a 5-1 devastation of a start on Skyscraper. Don't allow the same thing to happen on Chalet.
Twitchstrom being a bit of a struggle there for Doom. Zaps him. And again, Waybo, 2 guys, library balcony, 1 by the bar, gaming door. Doom out of trouble. Blitz ADSing, no one jumping in.
Savage is able to find Ape. Speakeasy though, somehow has snuck inside, and on the blitz he's found 1 kill. Waybo out of nowhere have erupted and found their lion's share of the frags. Oh, a lot of damage done on the Speakeasy and finished off by Mowgli. Deadly with that SMG-11, however, Hoven is able to reply. It's a bloodbath in the early round. Barely a minute is done, and it's a 1v3 for Savage, who receives a few bullets his direction as he retreats back towards the site. A tall order for the Portuguese player as he waits for these Waybo players to expose themselves to these line of sights.
Now you gotta take it nice and slow if you're Waybo. Drone, use your smokes, your grenades, your flashbangs. Don't give Savage any 1 versus 1 engagements. Now they know where he is. Either office or piano. Now they know again. Get that diffuser, go together. They even have a call on Dokkaebi. Like, this should be unlosable for Weibo, but there's always a way if you misplay.
And they are feeding their drones. Instead of lining up those drones to watch rotations from safer spots, they're throwing them his way. He now has a really nice line of sight to contest the breach as well from safely inside of Master. As the Dokkaebi call rings on out, he's going to answer it immediately. No, he changes his mind. He wants to hold the angle. He's got a perfect angle as well onto Piano, but he has been read, and Reaps puts him down. Weibo salvage their half with a second round, but it may not be enough to claim the map.
Yeah, it feels like the rounds the Weibo are winning is where Secret, they're not letting them, but it's when they're kind of overstepping or misplaying their rounds themselves. I will give praise to Weibo. They actually had a lot of pressure there, catching them by surprise. Blitz is in bar, out of nowhere,
I don't know how he did that.
Exactly, he's just in there. But if you're Secret and you're playing 5 rounds straight with no pressure from anywhere but one location, you're not going to expect that to change. Weibo finally changed it, and with that came round success. Now they go on defense, and again, the biggest thing now, if they can figure out what their issue is going to be and fix it immediately, they have a chance. But if they got to play 3-4 rounds of these without figuring out what the weakness will be from Secret, it's too late. Then you look at match point or series point for Team Secret. So we want to see Weibo being very adaptable, very flexible immediately. Recognize problem, fix problem.
And Twister and Meepy have used that operator ban phase to talk to the team. As you can see, microphone's down. Meepy still has a bit to say. Microphone goes back up. Fist pumps come out for Secret, but noticeably not for Weibo. I actually haven't noticed quite as much of that from Weibo.
Defenders, protect your bomb.
They're actually a very animated team typically.
Yeah.
These players, they love to have a lot of fun. There's always a lot of laughter. They're real memers as well, of course. Let's not forget Team Joel. That was these guys. But here, looking very serious, a little bit too serious for my liking at EWC. Like, where's the camaraderie?
Yeah.
They are laughing even when they're losing.
They are, which is almost concerning sometimes, right? Because like, ha ha ha, guys, we're terrible right now. Ha, ha.
Yeah.
No, but of course, keeping high spirits is very important. One thing for sure, they're not mental booming. They're not out mentally. They're still trying to play the game. Some teams, they have a 0-5 round score and it's just long phases. They're keeping that up. Now, operator lineup-wise, they're showing us a bit of different things right now. Like Lesion, roaming, anti-shield counter, when the jumps in is great. Utility in the castle and the clash. Team Secret, they gotta try and control the pace right now. Say, hey, if we wanna go fast, we're gonna make it fast. If we wanna clear, step by step, we can do that too. Weibo has to look at what Secret are doing and make the right decision in the round. Gotta be proactive as much as possible.
I do like this extension from Hoven, and he's a great operator for it as well with those goo mines he can toss into bar.
Yeah.
A good extension here from Weibo. Team Secret, how are you going to play on the attacking side?
Oh, he's swinging.
Here comes the blitz. That's a really valuable kill for Hoven. He just needs to fall on back and play passively now. He does not need to overextend as he is spotted by Mowgli with the death mark. Meanwhile, downstairs, a player has made their way up. I'm not sure where that pressure is coming from. It looks like it's from the backstore wall. Hoven knows he's quite isolated. He needs to try and take this fight, and he does! Mowgli down. Hoven's worth his weight in gold. 2 kills already, and he's baited Doom into another as Turtz has got his back. The round seemingly on lock for Weibo as Adrian steals one for Secret. But a long road ahead here for the Europeans, as Weibo have such an advantage thanks wholly to Hoven.
Now I got the clash to deal with, reinforced walls, at least check out the Hibana, 18x Kairos. What were you looking at, Savage? I was thinking the same thing. So Savage was the blitz, and he was looking in the complete opposite direction. Maybe trying to see where his teammates were on the outlines as the IGL of the team. Trying to figure out the timings of what they're going to be doing. Hard breaching is done. I mean, when you have Speakeasy in the clash, this should just be a full-on lock for them, full information. You can put it down, they can't clear it, no Selmas, no self-destruction. There shouldn't be a way in for Secret at all here.
Oh, aggressive swing from Reaps. I mean, that is how you lose this. 1 by 1. 2v3 is very winnable here for Secret. 2 flashbangs to work with here for Adrian as well as they start to go on out. The clash is the real hindrance. As the gadget activates, Noah does get into a plant spot, however. Another flash to go down, and here comes the aggression from the blitz. Maybe he can stick the plant. He looks to try and play the 180. It doesn't work! Weibo! You can't let this happen! Turtz got to clutch on up, and he does! Adrian's on the floor, and I don't think Turtz knows it. All he has to do is confirm this kill, and he will be able to get the diffuser. far too close for comfort from the 4v2 to the 1v1, but Turnster will get Weibo across the line.
Again, Weibo are showing us that those fundamentals they are working on are not really panning out because they're swinging, they're getting too aggressive. The 4v2 with a clash on the board, and Reeb steps out to go for a 1v1 engagement. It's way too risky. Way too risky. In the wrong play in that situation. Yes, they get the clutch factor, they get the round victory, but it's way closer than it should have been. Secret, the desk said they need to see a convincing 2-0 here for them to have a good shot in this event. For Waybo, I want to see clean rounds. Yes, they're winning, but they're not clean.
Certainly not. Team Secret look deadly. And look, even in moments like that, when they're fighting from a 2v4, you can see it on their faces, they still believe they're capable of winning those rounds.
They were.
Attackers have discovered the location
Very
of a
much
bomb.
so.
Well and truly. Now, Weibo, one defense round at a time. That's how you unlock this. They're only one round behind right now, but of course the context is that by far and away the favored side on Chalet is the attack, and that's why Weibo picked to start there.
10 seconds left.
Now they have to make up for their mistakes as they move on to that defensive side. They
5
found
seconds
one.
to insertion.
The second round is all they would need to meet par for the course.
Light disintegration. Again, another spawn peek attempt. Secret, they're sprinting into this one. Are they ready for it? Checking the windows above.
Oh no.
Not the door below. Another one works out. Another 4v5 start for Secret. This time losing Mowgli on the Grim.
And it's a big play. Oh my god, Reeps. That's, well.
That's the APL special.
That is the APL special. It's also the Weibo special. Weibo love to get in the heads of the opponent. They're a little bit G2-esque in that regard. And Mowgli is definitely a hot and cold player. I mean, one of the hottest, scariest swingers to come up against. But if you can get in his head, he will be essentially a foregone conclusion in the map. And with him currently going 3-7 and getting spawn peaked, I think that Weibo are really leaning into the mental game here.
I think with Secret, you gotta start respecting what Weibo can do. But then again, if you are a Secret player, they haven't shown much against you so far. But now they are showing up. Gotta see them now problem solve on the attacking side. Fishing around right now in the window repels. Holding rotations. Nobody really in the building yet, actually, for Secret. A very slow round for them. Maybe expecting more aggression from Weibo, just holding their angles, but right now they're playing discipline. They're waiting.
Oh. And Reeps, he can talk all the smack he likes, but he can't seem to back it up in the server today. Oven still holding on to this awkward position inside a kitchen. That's a big kill, though. As Noah goes down, tries to repel in alone. There was no support there from Secret. RP held on to his position just fine. And now Team Secret are at a bit of a loss.
Must have thought it was clear because he had 2 fires and smokes in pocket, just like full sended regardless. Only 4 drones for Secret as well. They're looking very locked out of this one. I mean, Doom is outside, rotating around. Got Savage still on the Westman window, been there the entire round practically. And as long as Weibo don't overstep like last round, swinging aggressively, they should once again be fine.
Well, Team Secret are just fishing for kills at the moment, but Weibo, we saw, like you said, what happened last round. Even in a 4v2, I wouldn't count out Team Secret.
They are waiting patiently. And Weibo, they're moving
And
around.
there are the kills.
What?
Out of nowhere. How does it happen?
They just moved into their guns.
Weibo got ants in their pants, and Team Secret are going to take advantage of that. Now they're in the driver's seat. They've got a 3v2, and the Deimos is still alive. The Denmark does fail as Hoven moves into a mute jammer. But it doesn't seemingly matter. There's no one on this camera for him to support him. We need one of these dead players to...
Yes, please.
Reeps is now on it. Flashbang goes out. He does dodge it for a brief moment. Worried about that player above him. As the camera has been taken down, he needs to get back to a mute jammer as the death mark comes through. He is going to be spotted. These 2 players for Weibo try and hold on, but it's just down to Speakeasy. And Secret are on the verge of it again. Doom out of nowhere! Death from above as he drops down! Twister says, you are that guy! And Secret steal a round that they never should have won. A 3 versus 4, but Weibo, they give it away for free.
It again comes down to Weibo unable to play a clean round. You said it so well. Why is no one watching the top blue camera with 3 people dead? They're so slow. They're so far behind. I believe it was Turtsta on mezzanine walking into right here. Walks into library, dies. They have top blue clan, they have blue staircase, they have mezzanine, they know fireplace is clear. The only place an attacker can be is either in the basement, on library balcony, or on the office balcony, because you have information on everything else. You can deduct where they're going to be playing from. You shouldn't lose that round. Well-needed clutch moment for Doom. Having a bit of a quiet one on Skyscraper earlier.
Yeah.
Really showing up here when it matters the most for Secret.
We talked so much about Doom. We said, look, this is one of the best players in Europe. I think he was ranked 3rd, but all of the other top players technically were on lower level teams that didn't make it to the playoffs. He's such a phenomenal player. He's so well-rounded, such a key fragger, and he's so good for Secret. But where is he at LAN? We often don't see him.
He had a slow reload,
but here today, looking much better. 10 and 4.
Yeah.
Even in the Falcons map that we casted, Pengu, I remember not saying Doom's name a lot.
Yeah, he had a slow start there as well.
But he's looking so much better here against Waybo. And Team Secret, from the very start of this map, very start of this series, they've looked like it was a foregone conclusion. They had every ounce of confidence against Waybo, just as they did against their prior opponents in W7M and Falcons.
You see a little bit more from Mowgli though after that spawn peak death and being 3 and 7, right? Same for Reaps. I mean, I feel like Mowgli and Reaps right now are two sides of the same coin. Like they are both these like really hot level players that play really well, and they haven't shown up so far.
Yeah.
Reaps specifically is on both Skyscraper and Chalet just not been the kind of player he's been in the past. Often regarded as the best player in all of APL across every single sub-region. Not that guy right now. Quiet one for Weibo holding on, just watching their angles, expecting a lurk play somewhere from Secret, but they're playing a slow fundamental game themselves, taking library control, bar gaming, and now Noah's quickly for a quick second inside a fireplace double door. They're just doing a half clear. They're taking half the map from below and above. They gotta breach the wall, top floor office, and by the bomb site, but now the issue comes, Kite has been brought out with the 2-brow. And finding these Kite claws, well, they can do it, but can they clear them with the grenades? It will be difficult.
Yeah, it's always a bit of a challenge. That said, I'm a bit concerned here for Waybo if Team Secret start to mount that pressure on. This is well juggled here by Speakeasy. I'm keeping in the back of my mind that there's going to be temptation from Waybo later to drop players down below, and Doom is lying in wait already in Wine Cellar next to that hatch in the site.
That's true, but they should know. They saw a drone below. You can kind of do, okay, if they're droning it downstairs, it might be a guy. I think it's a rotation from Secret, though. They can't get the wall. They're going to go upstairs. Solar Repel, Master Repel. A free P? Just like that? A free pick?
Ape exposing himself to Solar. Unnecessary, and it's the water to go down. The flashbangs start to come on through the air jab. It knocks Turnster on his back, but it doesn't seem to matter if Waybo are able to hold down the fort. Mowgli up against the world, but he's found his first kill, and I wouldn't put it past him to clutch. Hiding, though, next to the desk, Turnster gets found. It's now a 1v2, and there is plenty of time for Mowgli to get this done. Another air jab to go down. Reaps is standing right next to it. The temptation to peek must be immeasurable as the Chinese player peeks for a brief moment. Mowgli sees him. He's got to walk into this crossfire, but Reaps will swing him, and Waybo continue. They stay alive as they draw another breath that Secret look to silence.
Great rotate, great opening pick for Secret, but Waybo are holding on. They're fighting back. They weren't giving up the maps for free. They're fighting till the very end, and they come out victorious. I like the small mini play though, the air jabs and the rotations, the window repels, the aggressive jumping piano, but in the end, they did not find success. It does feel like Team Secret are the ones to make all the right moves right now, and then getting shut down. Waybo just holding on, playing their positions, playing their angles, but strategically, Waybo outperformed Secret in that round. The 2-brow plus Kaid hiding the operators in the drone phase meant, hey, we can ensure these walls will get closed, and because of that, we can all look towards another area of the map and play more close together as there's less pressure points now. Because had the side been breached first before that push happens, different story.
Attackers have located a bomb.
Still, again, it got close for comfort. And that's the story here. Even in the rounds where Waybo are looking good, Team Secret bring it back. That was a 1v2 down from a 1 versus 4, by the way.
Yeah.
And Waybo are always victim to these freebies as well. Team Secret are so good at getting themselves into these positions where they catch a player pants down. In that round, it was, I believe, Ape on the Warden upstairs inside a Master, thanks to that Solar Repel from Savage. Now Team Secret still have a bit of headway here. They're still 1 round ahead. Only 2 more from sending Waybo home. And this time they've brought that blitz.
Usually, once you get to go for these kinds of shield plays rather with the blitz, it's a fast one. And I feel like Secret, they've been slow, but then they go fast. With this, they can go immediately if they want to. The issue on this bomb site is, though, getting inside is a window rappel. That's not where Blitz excels. You want a staircase or a window jump in, of course. So I'm curious where Secret will go. Right now, just on drones, checking Solarium. He's currently just supporting his team. Mowgli on the roof, rotating as well. I'm not sure there's a full clear sign yet for Secret what they want to accomplish in this round.
Well, they got to deal with the player on the solar stairs, which is Reaps.
That's where Blitz is going.
Oh, I see. The gridlock's going to restrict his mobility a little bit. He doesn't have a lot of protection here.
Oh, the Vert downstairs.
He's going to have to deal with so many angles. Nade comes through, and Flash comes through. He's able to actually escape into Solarium for a brief moment. He has been spotted, but it's a direct trade between Adrian and Reaps. And given the situation, I think Reaps should be pretty happy with that outcome.
Absolutely. The flash, the nade, the trade, I mean, that's a good value pick.
And the lack of hard breach now for Team Secret.
That's true, it's the only one. Claymores and Sophia. Blitz doesn't have any. This might be a tough one, but a saving moment here could be that to find the roamers that are isolated here in Bar Gaming. Yep, there it is. Get the Blitz active, get in there, take that kill, play the 4v3. That could be the easy way forward.
Yeah, and they are 2v1ing him. The Blitz, though, is going to have to walk through a couple of those goo mines, taking the first fight. Hoven, he finds one before he's traded on back, and again, that's worthwhile. For Weibo Gaming, Team Secret, they played it well, but Savage was just too late to save Mowgli's life.
I think Mowgli was too early. I mean, his job is to cut off the rotation to make sure that Legion can't run away from the room. Instead, Mowgli goes in first before Blitz even arrives. They had time. Didn't use it very effectively.
Oh, a scary moment there as the Warden peeks through the smoke. Downs one, sees the Blitz now. As the Blitz brings out the pistol, wins the fight. That's 2 kills for Savage! It's all up to Toaster now, but it's a 1v1. As Speakeasy's C4 did land successfully. The revive is coming on out, and he's been spotted. Doom, can he go for this revive? He can because of the track stingers. And now it's a 1 versus 2. There's not a lot of options here for Turd, but neither for Team Secret, as both of them must follow the same angle, and they refrag him out. Team Secret again firing up. Waybo sat back down again. It's map point and match point for Team Secret.
A disgusting series of events. Savage gets a 2K with the pistol, 1 through a smoke blindly, and the first against the Warden going for a pick. And a beautiful small jiggle there in the 2v1. Sophia, low on HP, jiggling the door with 20 health, just to wait for Doom to walk in and get that kill again. There it is. Clutch after clutch, Secret, they get round after round.
It's elation for the Europeans at the moment. How many rounds are they able to steal from these disadvantageous positions, throwing whatever they've got at the wall? And to think that Savage on that blitz was able to find 2.
Ridiculous.
10 kills, and he's been playing shield operators, he's been playing support operators. I mean, Joom, credit to him, he's top frag in the server, but Savage has been unbelievable for Team Secret. And now, 2 match points available. Waybo, they're on the verge of elimination here from the Esports World Cup. They've been there before. They've faced defeat, and they ran through that lower bracket successfully until now. They 2-0 Gen.G, they 2-0 DZ, and now into the playoffs they go. To keep their hopes alive, they have to come back from this.
Secret hungry for one more round. They know that they should be the ones to win. But they gotta take it first, they gotta earn it and show everybody that they have what it takes. Hasn't been the cleanest of rounds, but they have clutched up time and time again. They've been flexible, playing fast, playing slow, playing utility. And for this one, they're showing something new. The Sense being brought up for the very first time to create chaos, to distract the players of Weibo Gaming. The question remains, when and where will they execute? Right now they're rotating, as they have been before, on the repels, on the windows, looking for a free kill. Reach is getting more and more aggressive as round are going by. But 2 different repel angles might be too much for him to handle. You might just have to fall back here. Ape in the meantime suffers a lot of damage. They're being cut off everywhere right now.
It's well played from Secret. Oh, and they do manage the cut off. 2 kills from Team Secret. While Mowgli is injured, it's not going to matter because he's going to pick himself up. Look at this from Reeves. He gets straight baited into it. It's going to be out of desperation for Speakeasy and Turd as they look for something, anything to make this winnable, but Mowgli's taking him down. Speakeasy against 4. The APAC dream riding on their shoulders, but Waybo will